In Australia, a massive river flows across the continent from the southern end of the Great Dividing Range on the eastern shore, not too far from Mount Kosciuszko, Australia's highest mountain, to the sea, southeast of Adelaide in South Australia. Australia's River Murray is one of the world's legendary rivers, flowing through 4 states for over 3,700 kilometres or 2,300 miles. Mysterious, massive and meandering, it ranks with the Nile, Amazon, Yangtze and Mississippi rivers. It is Australia's most famous river. More than 30,000 years ago, the first Australians settled on the River Murray's banks. Australia's Aboriginal people were remarkably self-sufficient, hunting and trading along the river and travelling its water in Aboriginal canoes cut and crafted from the Red River gums. They created campsites, told their dreaming stories around cooking fires, and painted startling, vivid legends along the cliff lines. The ancient campsites, rock art and sacred canoe trees still remain along the length of the Murray. Fascinating reminders of a culture in perfect harmony with its land and creatures. This magnificent ecosystem is home to 367 bird and 34 fish species. Above these river-fed landscapes, wedge-tail eagles and pelicans soar in the grasslands and scrub. Shy kangaroos, emus, wombats and echidnas forage in a way that's remained unchanged for thousands of years. For the last 643 kilometres or 400 miles, the River Murray flows through South Australia. It is here, just east of Adelaide, passengers cruise with River of Australia expeditions on Australia's most famous river. Passengers board MV Expedition for a choice of 2, 3 or 5 night cruises. Guests experience a guaranteed wildlife encounter just a short distance from Adelaide, only 45 minutes by car or coach transfers over the Mount Lofty Ranges. The river flows through a virtual drought region. The lush area surrounding the river is camouflaged from the harsh Australian bush beyond. Virtually no rainfall ensures MV Expedition passengers enjoy clear skies year-round. Just 18 large guest cabins, beautifully equipped with private facilities and individually controlled air conditioning, ensure passengers have the very best in comfort and service. Each cabin has outside access and windows open out to the clear Australian days. The vessel offers excellent facilities to ensure cruising is enjoyable and comfortable. There's plenty of open deck space and a well-appointed dining room, bar and lounge. Yet the MV Expedition is small enough to retain a sense of friendship with fellow passengers and the Australian crew who know the river intimately. Cruising aboard the MV Expedition is all about understanding the nature, wildlife and environment of the Australian outback. You'll be guided throughout by a resident ecologist who'll share with you one of the natural wonders of Australia. Passengers disembark the vessel regularly and experience the Australian bushland at its best. Each MV Expedition cruise offers unique riverbank experiences, and absolutely every shore excursion is included in your cruise fare. Many of the River Murray's secrets are hidden in its backwaters. With an ecologist from the MV Expedition, you can board a small flat-bottom boat for a whisper-quiet ride through the secluded lagoons. You'll catch glimpses of pelicans, kingfishers, reed warblers and swallows, and even the world's swiftest hunting hawk, the peregrine falcon, living amongst the River Murray's towering cliffs. Another MV Expedition riverbank experience is the Nort Nort Aboriginal Conservation Area, one of the most significant archaeological sites in Australia. Here the burial grounds, tools and rock art of ancient Aboriginal civilization have been discovered. They reveal fascinating facts about the life of Australia's most famous river as long as 8,000 years ago. Today, a local guide meets passengers from MV Expedition and shows them magnificent galleries of Aboriginal rock art, smoke stains from ancient fires and artefacts. As dusk falls, passengers take a short ride into the Australian bush. Here, under the soft glow cast from nightlights, nocturnal creatures come to life, kangaroos graze, night owls hunt, and wombats scramble. It's a unique and privileged view of untouched Australian nature. You will trek with a guide through the spectacular oasis of Reedy Creek Conservation Park, and here you will be privileged to learn more about the formation of this spectacular gorge, millions of years old. A visit to Murray Aquaculture gives an insight into the life cycle of the mysterious River Murray yabby. One of the highlights of an MV Expedition experience is the sensational culinary cooking style called Australian Native Cuisine. Meals are unforgettable. They marry the exquisite tastes of native fruits, berries and local produce with modern cooking styles to create a unique Australian flavour. There's a chance to taste kangaroo, emu, River Murray yabby, quandongs, wattle seeds and damper, while still having the choice of more traditional cuisine. MV Expedition has 2 chefs catering for just 36 passengers. The history of Australia can best be told through Australian ballads under a sky of a million stars. Highlights of a cruise will include an evening around the campfire at a famous sweep called Big Bend. MV Expedition ties up beneath magnificent red cliffs for a night of Australian entertainment. You will step ashore to a crackling sound of a campfire, and while great Australian food sizzles, billy tea boils and damper cooks in the coals, you'll be treated to an unforgettable evening under the clear southern skies. These experiences and all meals are naturally included in the cost of an MV Expedition cruise. When booking an MV Expedition cruise, simply advise of your arrival details and your choice of a 2-night river discovery or Outback Explorer cruise, a 3-night nature adventure cruise, or a 5-night wildlife expedition cruise. Coach transfers to the vessel for each expedition leave from the centre of Adelaide. Alternatively, passengers with their own vehicle can garage their car in undercover lock-up facilities adjacent to the wharf. An MV Expedition cruise is a unique way to see an untouched part of this great land. Experience a wide range of natural Australian culture and wildlife without the inconvenience of unpacking bags. The cruise is an opportunity to meet with Australians and experience authentic Australia. Experience Australia's most famous river with River of Australia Expeditions.